only Republican in Congress who takes no lobbyist money, no special interest money. I work for you, not them. Let's go get them. Thank you all so much.
Matt Gaetz, we have an award for you. My name is Michael. I'm with the Strongsville GOP. The 2023 Strongsville GOP Award.
Thank you all so much.
Congratulations for your dedication using Venmo to allegedly paying underage girls to have sex with you.
You're so full of it. Thank you all so much.
That was MAGA Republican Matt Gaetz getting mercilessly trolled at the Strongsville GOP meeting. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network, and you heard there, it went on for about a minute where the individual presented Matt Gaetz with an award for, quote, allegedly paying underage girls to have sex with you, is what the individual said to Matt Gaetz there. Reminds me of when Walter Masterson went to a beach where Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz were at together back in 2021. He was dressed as though he was one of these MAGA supporters who attend that event. This was right out in our backyard in California. Remember what happened with Walter Masterson? Here, watch this clip as he epically trolled Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz as well. Play the clip.
Oh my God, I'm so excited! I'm so excited! I mean, everyone thinks you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy. People think you're a pedophile. I don't think you're a pedophile at all. I don't think he's a pedophile at all. The charges against him are totally false. They're totally false. Oh my God.
And by the way, just over this past weekend, MAGA Republican Matt Gaetz gave a speech at Cipriani's, an establishment that nothing like that says man of the people, than doing an event at Cipriani's on Wall Street in Manhattan. And there Matt Gaetz basically said that he and other MAGA Republicans are going to jail, basically, unless Donald Trump does not get exalted as their Führer. Play the clip.
But just think of the MAGA talent we have assembled here. Steve Bannon. We've got Bernie Kerik, Boris Epstein, Vish Burra, Rudy Giuliani, President Trump, myself, all under one roof. And if Joe Biden is reelected, that roof will be known as Cell Block A.
Speaking of Matt Gaetz, what do his colleagues think about him? Sure, we showed you the person who was trolling him at the beginning. We showed you Walter Masterson. I showed you right there what MAGA Republican Matt Gaetz was just saying over the weekend at an event. That event, by the way, was at the Young Republicans Club in New York City, the New York Young Republicans. But this is MAGA Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin, and this is what he has to say about Matt Gaetz. Play the clip.
You got to think about this guy. This is a guy that the media didn't give a time of day to after he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl. And there's a reason why no one in the conference came and defended him, because we had all seen the videos he was showing on the House floor that all of us had walked away of the girls that he had slept with. He'd brag about how he would crush ED medicine and chase it with an energy drink so he could go all night. This is obviously before you got married. And so when that accusation came out, no one defended him, and then no one on the media would give him a time of the day. All of a sudden he found fame because he opposed the Speaker of the House back in November. And he's always stayed there, and he was never going to leave until he got this last moment of fame by going after a motion to vacate.
And when MAGA Republican Matt Gaetz goes on the floor of the House of Representatives, as he did about 2 weeks ago, here's how he defended George Santos. He and the other MAGA Republicans, and most Republicans, the majority of Republicans voted to save George Santos. Ultimately, he was expelled because about 105 Republicans joined with Democrats to expel George Santos, who's out there making cameo videos now or whatever he's doing. But here, Matt Gaetz said, look, Why are we going after George Santos? He's just like another Republican, Duncan Hunter, who had these sexual affairs while he was in Congress and misappropriated money. Come on, this is just how the Republicans are. It's Matt Gaetz saying it. Here, play the clip.
It was a procedural double bind that shouldn't be held against Mr. Santos as some sort of adverse inference. Let's also talk about this precedent. The fact pattern as to Mr. Santos is remarkably similar to the fact pattern of former Representative Duncan Hunter. Duncan Hunter used campaign money on girlfriends and trips and home improvements and all sorts of personal lavishes. He was indicted for those crimes and continued to serve in Congress. He pled guilty to a number of those crimes and continued to serve in Congress. He was in Congress for like an additional pay period after having pled guilty to the very same things that Mr. Santos has been indicted for. And so
here's Matt Gaetz at a hearing from a few months back. I think it was over a year ago, this hearing, where Matt Gaetz was talking about a news article he wanted to introduce into the record, and the witness said, "You realize that you're introducing like actual propaganda from Beijing? Like you're introducing CCP propaganda right here." Play the clip.
is the Azov battalion getting access to U.S. weapons?
Not that I'm aware of, but if you have information,
I seek
happy to
unanimous
share it.
consent to enter into the record the Global Times investigative report that that talks about training. It's from the Atlantic Council's Digital Forensics Research Lab, citing that the Azov Battalion was even getting stuff as far back as 2018.
Without objection, so ordered.
Any reason to disagree with that assessment, Dr.
Is this
Paul?
I'm sorry, is this the Global Times from China?
No, this is.
That's what you read.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, would that be a reason?
As a general matter, I don't take Beijing's propaganda.
Well, no,
at
yeah,
face
but just tell me
value.
if the allegation is true or false. I mean,
I don't have any evidence one way or the other. As a general matter, I don't take Beijing's propaganda at face value.
fair enough. I would agree with that assessment. April 2022.
What you feed your dog is just as important as what you put in your own body. It's time for real, good food backed by science. That's Num Num. Num Num delivers freshly made dog food with every portion personalized to your dog's needs, so you can bring out their best. Num Num's made with real wholesome ingredients you can see and recognize, without any additives or fillers that contribute to bloating and low energy. That's because Num Num uses the latest science and insights to make real, good food for dogs. Their nutrient-packed recipes are designed by board-certified veterinary nutritionists, freshly made and shipped free to your door. Num Num's already delivered over 40 million meals to good dogs like yours, inspiring millions of clean bowls and tail wags. Don't settle when it comes to your dog's health. Switch to real, gently cooked dog food with ingredients you can actually see. Nutrient-packed recipes designed by board-certified veterinary nutritionists, freshly made and delivered to your door. Now, I feel so much better knowing that I'm giving my dog better nutrition, and my doggo really loves it too. Plus, Num Num comes with a money-back guarantee. If your dog's tail isn't wagging within 30 days, Num Num will refund your first order. No fillers, no nonsense, just Num Num. Go right now for 50% off your no-risk 2-week trial at trynum.com/Meidas. Spelled try, NOM.com/Meidas for 50% off. trynum.com/Meidas.
And just to remind you, the House Ethics Committee is currently investigating Matt Gaetz. Here's what they're investigating him on. Quote, "The Ethics Committee is aware of public allegations that Representative Matt Gaetz may have engaged in sexual misconduct and or illicit drug use, shared inappropriate images or videos on the House floor, misused state identification records, converted campaign funds to personal use, and or accepted a bribe, improper gratuity, or impermissible gift in violation of House rules, laws, or other standards of conduct." So many people are wondering, is Matt Gaetz going to be expelled the same way that George Santos is? But look, this individual who's so not qualified and whose behavior should put him nowhere near the halls of Congress, this has real-world consequences. Here he is talking about defunding the DOJ, FBI, and ATF. Play the clip.
Differently. To me, chaos is no budget. Chaos is an unaccountable administrative state. Chaos is a weaponized federal agency, everything from the DOJ to the FBI to the ATF, and I would defund every last damn one of them if we don't get them back on the side of our people. Chaos is voting on funding the whole government all at once.
And here he is talking about taking away Medicaid from people. As he says, there's plenty of meat on the Medicaid bone that could be cut. Play the clip.
But the argument from the other side, and you know this, is Matt Gaetz wants to take your Social Security and wants to take your Medicaid and Medicare. That's what he wants to do. He's mean. He doesn't want you to have your money that you sent into the government. He doesn't think that you should have it back. And of course, that's untrue. But what response do you give to that? Because a lot of people in America are busy and will believe what they hear.
Well, I think that everyone has said that, Social Security and Medicare are sacred cows in this debt limit negotiation. I accept that premise, but Medicaid doesn't get that same treatment. There's plenty of meat on the bone in Medicaid.
And then finally, when Matt Gaetz wanted to do this performative, one of their big things, performative Pledge of Allegiance, multiple pledges of allegiance, not just one, but every time a committee hearing starts, they were like, we're going to do the pledge every time a committee hearing starts, and in the morning and in the afternoon, just Pledge of Allegiances all day. But the person that Matt Gaetz picked to lead the first Pledge of Allegiance before the committee hearing was somebody he met at a gun club who was charged with killing a family member. I want you to watch right here as Congressmember Swalwell just shreds Matt Gaetz. Play the clip.
One of the very first committees, the very first committee hearing of this Congress, Mr. Gaetz, after we had all agreed on what the committee's plan was going to be, it was going to be voice voted, everyone agreed, Mr. Gaetz wanted to offer an amendment to say the Pledge of Allegiance. That's great. Every single person on our side supported that. Now, I don't think he really genuinely cares about saying the Pledge of Allegiance, but he wanted to do it, again, to own the libs and to see if we would vote against it. We didn't. But who did he bring in here to say the Pledge of Allegiance? Who did he parade in here in a uniform? Somebody that he met at a gun club, he said, locally. Okay. Mr. Cicilline had the crazy idea that maybe we should vet the people who come in here, make sure they're not insurrectionists. Mr. McClintock, I am not kidding you. Mr. McClintock said, well, it's not like we're going to invite somebody who committed murder. No, he literally said that. It's not like we're going to invite somebody who committed murder. Okay, well, who did Mr. Gaetz bring? He brought Corey Beekman. Corey Beekman, in 2019, was in a standoff with the Michigan police after he was arrested and charged with murder, assault with intent to commit murder, and 2 counts of felony firearm possession. The family of the victims said Mr. Gaetz doing that, it was like getting a dagger stuck in our heart again. We were infuriated when we first saw it. I was disgusted with the whole thing. That's why there's a trust deficit here. You pull off a public stunt to try and own the libs, and what you did was you brought in a guy who allegedly shot 2 people and killed one of them. That's where the trust deficit is. So you can play your games, conduct your stunts. We're here to get shit done.
So, folks, I wanted to show you at the beginning Matt Gaetz being trolled. I wanted to show you his abhorrent behavior, but I wanted to leave you with the real-world consequences of these MAGA Republicans and how their conduct has real-world impact on our lives, taking away our freedoms, taking away our rights, harming our access to health care, harming our judicial system, and making our country look like fools. There you have it. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.